Here's a statement that might ruffle some feathers. Frank Gehry's architectural revolution in downtown Los Angeles represents either the most brilliant urban transformation of the 21st century or the most expensive example of prioritizing flashy design over genuine community needs. When you stand on Grand Avenue today, gazing at the gleaming Conrad Hotel as it stares directly at the metallic curves of Disney Hall, you're witnessing a decades-long architectural chess game that began in the 1970s. Frank Gehry, the mastermind behind both structures, has been reshaping Los Angeles one controversial building at a time. But here's where it gets interesting, and where opinions start to divide sharply. Gehry's journey to architectural stardom wasn't overnight. Since establishing his practice in the 1970s, this visionary has been crafting buildings that make people stop, stare, and often argue. His 1989 Pritzker Architecture Prize win solidified his reputation, but it was his diverse portfolio across LA, from the whimsical Binoculars building to the angular Loyola Law School, from intimate private residences to the expansive air and space exhibit at the California Museum of Science and Industry. That proved his ability to tell stories through steel, glass, and imagination. Each Gehry creation seems to whisper or sometimes shout a different narrative about how we should experience space. And this is where the controversy begins to simmer. Are these buildings serving the community, or are they monuments to architectural ego? When the Conrad Hotel Los Angeles made its grand debut on Bunker Hill in 2022, it didn't just fill empty space. Instead, it completely transformed what locals had grudgingly accepted as an eyesore. A multi-level parking structure that had dominated the Grand Avenue landscape for years. Now, guests checking into their rooms can enjoy westward views that showcase Disney Hall, that mesmerizing silver sculpture that houses the Los Angeles Philharmonic. This concert venue, which opened its doors in 2003, continues to spark debates about whether its swooping metallic exterior represents artistic brilliance or expensive showmanship. But here's what most visitors don't realize about this prime location. The Conrad Hotel sits at the beating heart of what many consider LA's cultural renaissance. Within walking distance, you'll discover the Broad Museum, MOCA's main campus, the Colburn School for Music Education, and the historic Music Center complex. This clustering creates something urban planners call a cultural district. Though critics argue, it also creates an exclusive bubble that prices out long-time downtown residents. Stepping inside the Conrad feels like entering a carefully orchestrated dialogue between industrial boldness and organic warmth. The moment elevator doors open into the lobby, visitors encounter a stunning wall installation by ceramic artist Ben Medansky, whose curved tiles seem to flow like frozen water. The interior design team at Tara Bernard Partners made a deliberate choice to soften Gehry's typically harsh industrial materials with warm-toned fabrics, rich wood textures, and colors that seem to breathe rather than shout. Natural light floods through the building's carefully planned openings, while the Conrad Spa offers what many describe as a meditative escape from the urban intensity outside. And this is the part most people miss. Gehry's 28-story tower design deliberately contrasts with Disney Hall's flowing curves by embracing geometric precision. These stacked cubic forms create a visual conversation between the two buildings. Though some architectural critics question whether this dialogue actually enhances the urban landscape or simply creates more visual noise. Inside the hotel, each of the 305 guest rooms provides city vistas in multiple directions, giving visitors a comprehensive view of how downtown LA continues to evolve. The Conrad's dining establishments, San Laurel Restaurant and the Beaudry Room, have quickly become gathering spots for both locals navigating downtown's changing landscape and cultural tourists. drawn to the area's museum and performance offerings. At the Beaudry Room's dramatic bar, patrons can sip carefully crafted cocktails like the Ford Gin Corpse Reviver No. 2, or a Sazerac featuring Pierre Ferrand Ombre Cognac, while contemplating Disney Hall's metallic surfaces. Chef Jose Andres brings his signature approach to the menu, weaving together California's abundant ingredients with Spanish culinary traditions, a fusion that mirrors how contemporary LA itself blends diverse cultural influences. While admiring Disney Hall from your hotel room window certainly provides entertainment, the real magic happens when you engage directly with Gehry's architectural marvel. This fall marks a bittersweet transition as Gustavo Dudamel prepares for his final season as music artistic director of the LA Phil. His departure will undoubtedly close one chapter of Disney Hall's story, while opening space for new artistic voices. But here's where it gets controversial. Disney Hall's programming has evolved beyond traditional classical music to embrace contemporary artists like Faye Webster, Patti Smith, Ichiko Awoba, and The Roots. Some purists argue this dilutes the venue's classical mission, while others celebrate this inclusive approach to programming. Daily self-guided tours allow visitors to explore the building's acoustic innovations and architectural details during daytime hours. On Disney Hall's 2nd Street side, beneath dramatic neon installations, you'll discover Redcat, CalArt's downtown contemporary arts venue, located about 30 miles southeast of their main Valencia campus. This space champions experimental, multidisciplinary work through performances, exhibitions, film screenings, and special events. October's highlight features LA-based composer Sanchar presenting Inebriated Me, a new experimental opera that pushes traditional boundaries. Chef Ray Garcia's restaurant Asterid complements these avant-garde performances with modern California cuisine that incorporates Mexican and global ingredients. Another example of LA's cultural fusion philosophy. The architectural treasures extend in every direction from this central point. Heading north across the street, the Music Center's expansive plaza connects 3 major performance venues: the Amundsen Theater, Doolittle Theater, and Mark Taper Forum. This complex represents an earlier era of LA's cultural development, and walking through it provides interesting contrast to Gehry's more recent interventions. Moving eastward from the plaza, Grand Park creates a green corridor leading directly to City Hall, LA's iconic civic centerpiece. On clear days, which are becoming more precious as climate concerns intensify, City Hall's 3rd-floor rotunda offers visitors a chance to witness how natural light transforms architectural space. Taking 3 separate elevator rides to reach the observation deck rewards visitors with 360-degree views that showcase both LA's historic core and its expanding contemporary skyline. The Our Lady of the Angels Cathedral deserves special attention for representing a different approach to contemporary architecture. Spanish architect José Rafael Meneo's design philosophy emphasizes spiritual contemplation over visual spectacle, while artist John Nava's tapestry series creates powerful connections between historic religious figures and contemporary worshippers. This building demonstrates that modern architecture can serve community spiritual needs without resorting to attention-grabbing forms. Returning to the Conrad's immediate neighborhood, the Colburn School presents regular public performances that showcase emerging musical talent, while MOCA's main campus and the Broad Museum across the street offer world-class contemporary art collections. Local insiders know to visit the Robert Graham Garden at the Halo Building Wells Fargo Center, then stop at Danny Boy's for pizza crafted with 3-day cold-fermented dough. A small detail that reflects how even casual dining has been elevated in this transformed district. Venturing south on Grand Avenue leads to Silverback Coffee of Rwanda, recently featured in René Redzepi's acclaimed show Omnivore. Just a few blocks further, Aquarella claims the title of LA's most beautiful coffee shop, nestled within the Art Deco Cal Edison building's stunning lobby. These discoveries, along with nearby icons like the Central Library, Angel's Flight leading to Grand Central Market, and the historic Bradbury Building, demonstrate how Gehry's contemporary interventions exist within LA's broader architectural narrative. The Conrad Hotel represents just one component of the Grand LA, Gehry's larger vision for comprehensive urban development that includes both residential spaces and innovative retail concepts. Soon, Refik Anadol and Efsun Erkalik will launch Dataland, an ambitious project designed to unite pioneers from arts, science, artificial intelligence research, and technology sectors. This fusion of disciplines reflects how contemporary cities must adapt to rapidly changing economic and social realities. Each day at the Conrad, shifting natural light creates an ever-changing display across the swimming pool, throughout the interior spaces, and extending outward to frame views of Bunker Hill's cultural corridor. This daily transformation serves as a reminder that architecture isn't static. It continues evolving through interaction with light, weather, and human activity. But here's the question that demands honest discussion. Does this concentration of high-end cultural amenities and luxury accommodations genuinely serve LA's diverse communities? Or does it create an exclusive enclave that pushes working-class residents further from the city centre? Are we witnessing urban renewal that benefits everyone, or sophisticated gentrification disguised as cultural development? What's your take on this architectural transformation? Do you believe Frank Gehry's bold interventions enhance downtown LA's livability for all residents? Or do they primarily serve tourists and affluent newcomers? Have you experienced these spaces firsthand? And if so, did they feel welcoming or intimidating? Share your thoughts, because this conversation about architecture, community, and urban development affects cities worldwide, not just Los Angeles.